Israel is now going full mask-off, genocidal ethnic cleansing, just announcing the most horrific plans you can imagine in public. Let's start with Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, who made some just outrageously horrifying comments. Let's put this up on the screen that really exposes what their plans are here. You know, we covered yesterday they've decided to let in this piddling amount of aid, and he explains why. He gave a speech Monday defending Israel's strategy of mass devastation in Gaza, saying humanitarian aid is only being allowed in, quote, so the world does not stop us and accuse us of war crimes. The goal, he insisted, is to conquer Gaza, clear and stay until that area is dismantled beyond recognition. We could put the next one up on the screen as well. Boasting of the scale of destruction, Smotrich said, we are dismantling Gaza, leaving it in ruins with unprecedented destruction, and the world still hasn't stopped us. He also indicated that Trump and him and the Netanyahu government are all simpatico with regards to what they want to happen in terms of a total ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip. He said, quote, the population will reach the south of the Strip and from there, God willing, to third countries as part of President Trump's plan. So this is crucial context for understanding what is happening, for understanding how Bibi Netanyahu and Trump and, you know, the whole Bibi's terrorist extremist coalition, how they all are apparently completely aligned in their final solution end goal. And it's also important for contextualizing this piddling amount of aid that is being let into the Strip, and I'll have more on that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and put Bibi Netanyahu's comments up on the screen here as well, which echo what Smotrich was saying. He says, the Gaza aid scheme offers Israel symbolic cover to finish the genocide. This is reporting from Dropside, quote, Dropsite, we're going to take control of all the Gaza Strip, Bibi vowed Monday in a video released by his office announcing that Israel would begin delivering minimal humanitarian aid, food and medicine only. Netanyahu claimed that international pressure, including from pro-Israel Republican senators and the White House, required the appearance of humanitarian intervention. Put the next piece up on the screen here as well, so we can see this joint statement from the leaders of the UK, France, and Canada, which is pretty extraordinary in terms of the pressure that Netanyahu is now responding to. We strongly oppose the expansion of Israel's military operations in Gaza. The level of human suffering in Gaza is intolerable. Yesterday's announcement that Israel will allow a basic quantity of food into Gaza is wholly inaccurate. They say we condemn the abhorrent language used recently by members of the Israeli government. That's like Smotrich, what I just showed you, threatening that in their despair at the destruction of Gaza, civilians will start to relocate. Permanent forced displacement is a breach of international law. And so for these nations to be, we'll see if they follow through, we'll see what happens, but for these nations to be threatening some real potential sanctions on Israel for their continued genocidal atrocities in the Gaza Strip is a significant development. And in fact, Dropsite also reported on the fact that the EU is going to review Israel's trade pact over human rights violations in Gaza. That trade pact grants Israel tariff-free access to most of the EU market. It enables joint work in research, innovation, and security. It requires respect for human rights and democratic principles as a core element. So this is some of the pressure that Netanyahu is responding to by allowing in this absolutely pathetically inadequate amount of aid, thinking that will give them cover to continue their genocidal assault and effectuate their and Trump's shared goal of completely ethnically cleansing the Gaza Strip, pushing Palestinians out to third countries. We've seen there have been reports on discussions with some of those third countries to push them to take in Palestinians. This has long been the apparent goal. Now it's just being overtly stated to create so much misery and suffering and death and starvation in the Gaza Strip that Palestinians would be pressured to flee the area and allow Israel to totally annex it and take it over. So let's talk a little bit more about the quote-unquote humanitarian aid being allowed in. Put the next piece up on the screen. As of yesterday, five trucks of aid had entered the Gaza Strip at a time when more than 2 million people, we're not sure how many Palestinians still remain in the Gaza Strip after all of this horror and death, are living under siege, the majority suffering from famine and malnutrition. The entry of the trucks was purely formal and media-driven. aimed at polishing the image rather than providing relief to the starving and afflicted. Put the Al Jazeera tear sheet up on the screen next that provides a little bit more information. First trickle of aid in 3 months after Israel allows limited food into Gaza. By the way, there were also some indications that, 5 trucks or so have entered, and some of those trucks did not even contain food, is the indication. Let me read you a little bit from this article from Al Jazeera. UN aid chief Tom Fletcher on Monday said Israeli authorities had cleared 9, they say, aid trucks to enter Gaza through the Kerem Abu Salem crossing, known as Kerem Shalom in Israel, calling it a drop in the ocean when so many more supplies are needed to address a rapidly deteriorating humanitarian crisis. Figure is far short of the more than 500 trucks that entered Gaza daily before the start of the war in October 2023. Food security experts last week warned of famine amid accusations that Israel is using starvation as a weapon of war. Quote, significantly more aid must be allowed into Gaza starting tomorrow morning. The numbers I've seen are that what really needs to enter is roughly 1,000 trucks per day to sufficiently feed the population. Obviously, 5 trucks, 9 trucks is utterly pathetic and meaningless, and truly backs up this idea that the Israeli government is just trying to provide some sort of a show so that they can continue their war crimes unimpeded. We also know over the past several days, it has been one of the most horrifically bloody times. Hundreds of Palestinians killed just in the past several days as Israel has renewed their onslaught in Gaza. People are being forcibly relocated once again. And, the Trump administration, after making some noises about, maybe we'll garner a ceasefire, and securing the release of the American-Israeli IDF soldier, Idan Alexander, who had been taken by Hamas. After securing that release, it seems like they're, allowing Bibi all systems go to do whatever he wants to do. So that's where things stand today. Truly dire and horrific circumstance. And at least as of today, appears that Trump, Smotrich, and Bibi Netanyahu all on the same plan with what they want to accomplish in the Gaza Strip.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.